focus on how to practice optimism.
Psychologist Dr. Deepika Chopra is known as the Optimism Doctor and is here to help. Good morning, Doctor. Good to see you.
Good morning. It's so good to be here.
Well, first of all, so what's the difference between optimism and positivity? How do you differentiate them?
So I feel like people are always so surprised when I say positivity is not the first word that really comes to mind for me when I think about optimism. The first two words that come to mind to me are resiliency and curiosity. And so I think there's this misconception of what being optimistic is. And I think people just think that being optimistic is about being positive 24/7. And in reality, that's not possible. And so a true optimist is really someone that is very keenly aware of the setbacks and the roadblocks and the less than ideal situations. But the caveat is they see them as temporary and something that they have the ability to overcome, even if they don't know how or when. So it's really about this resiliency.
Yeah, it's interesting because it's more realistic, I guess, than because you're dealing with robots. So if you are optimistic, you're saying that you will not only be mentally better, but physically better.
Yeah, so there is just a host of research done. I think we can all sort of agree that it makes sense that our emotional selves are better if we have a more optimistic mindset. But what I think so interesting is there's been a ton of research done, and optimistic people are sick less often. They have better cardiovascular health. They live longer. They thrive longer. So not just in terms of how many years they live. They have better support system, more able to reach their goals, and they just experience more positive mood.
Right, you make better decisions.
Yeah, you make more actually optimistic people more likely than not make more healthy decisions. And I think it makes sense because they can see who they are going to be in the future, and they kind of invest in that.
Would you say that we're born optimists or pessimists, or is it a muscle we can kind of work on to get better at?
You hit the target word. It's totally a muscle. So there is a lot of research to support that there is a genetic component, but the good news is it's only really up to 25%. So the remaining part really can be learned. And so I like to look at optimism as a muscle and really this thing that's on a continuum. And so you often hear I just think I was born more pessimistic, or I'm a pessimist or an optimist, and I actually feel we are all sort of neither. We're all both.
Right.
So there are aspects of our life that we are more prone to being optimistic. And I know for me, I'm known as the Optimism Doctor, but I gotta be honest, I am not the most optimistic person.
Really?
And yeah, my Achilles heel with optimism is really medical stuff and health.
So it depends on the different
Yes.
the different thing.
The different
You may be
thing.
optimistic about your kids
Right.
and their future, but maybe your health is something.
Right. And so that's where my work lies. And so I think we're all on a continuum. And the good thing is, we can grow on that continuum, and there are actual exercises we can do to increase.
In fact, you created this deck of cards called Things Are Looking Up. So how does that work?
So this is a deck of cards. There's 52 of them, and they each have a science-based prompt or an actionable item that actually tells you what to do. So they're not affirmation cards.
Okay.
And they all work to increase your optimism and your resiliency and your joy.
So can we try this?
Yes. In fact, I'm gonna have you go first.
Okay.
I'm gonna pick a card for you. Okay.
Pick
It's like a magic
any card.
Pick any card. Any card. All right.
I've seen this on the
This is your card.
seen this on the street. I lost a bunch of money. Just for today, instead of making a to-do list, make a ta-da list or an I did it list.
Yes.
So what do you mean by that?
So, I think we get bogged down, and it can be very stressful for us to constantly think about all the things we need to do or we have to do. And oftentimes I hear people at the end of their day making a list for the following day of all the things they have to do. And I say, why not make a to-do list? These are all the things that I have accomplished today.
So like gratitude for what you've done.
Yeah, gratitude for what you've done. And you start to realize at the end, and I'm talking about small things because those really matter.
Right.
You start to realize how accomplished you really are. And it's really about this sense of self-mastery and empowerment.
You've got to make a big to-do list. You've got a lot of things going on.
It's really important.
Dr. Chopra, thank you so much. Really appreciate this. Great
Yes.
advice.
Okay, wait, there's more.
Oh, no, unfortunately, we're
Oh,
No
no
one
one
gonna
else.
take my card for later.
You're going to take your
yeah, well, you know what we're going to do? We're going to put this online.
Okay.
Okay, so
Okay.
people can check it out.
This is your
Check
card.
out some of the
Ooh,
cards.
actually, it's one of these two.
All right.
Okay.
Okay. Coming up next, definitely something to be